Are you ready for some poetry? Yeah, okay. So, without any further ado, I think we should just begin this and call up the first person to perform for Open Mic Poetry Africa 2019, and that person is Aisha Poetrix Mbonda. Big round of applause for Aisha.
I'm not going to go on stage if you don't mind, since everybody's like down here and very close. So the poem I'm going to do is called Streets. They say we would never leave the streets, as if this concrete would creep up and catch us in its claws, as if this concrete would creep up and catch us in its claws. Raised by the ashes of the dying, put to the ground like dirt now, like dust they're rising, like stars, shining eyes blinding. Guided by those whose eyes no ears can't see, but wisdom speaks volumes, louder and louder each time. Open their mouths to preach, no teach, but what's been taught 1,000 times over and over, yet never will it be over 1,000 times before. We're always looking for the right opportunities, yet they keep us trapped behind these locked doors. They try to defeat us with broad knowledge as if that's our greatest flaw. And still they say we will never leave these streets because we were born street. And I think that's sweet, that none will ever leave these streets until we hear 10,000 women's heartbeats. Concrete hearts, or souls if you want to go deep and be unable to shatter us with your words, and I and my life will feel no hurt. See, I remain, because in these streets was where my shelter came. When our hearts were heavy, we screamed out to these streets to release our pain. When we needed to cry, these streets was where God sent his rain, and not knowing that this is where we feel most safe, they keep saying, we will never leave these streets, as if this concrete would creep up and catch us in its claws, as if this concrete would creep up and catch us in its claws, but we don't mind, because this is where every woman can be with or without her God-given flaws, and for that, I think every woman in this world deserves a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Every woman in this world deserves a round of applause, including you, Aisha. Thank you so much. Big round of applause, please. Siyabonga for opening up Inkundla for us. All right, guys, we are going to move on. I'm going to call up the next three are going to be Shabnam Palisa, Mike Makosini, Sihle Zuma. Are they here? All right, great. Let's give them a round of applause. You can start and then as soon as you can.
Sure. Sanbonan. So I'm reciting a poem from this brilliantly powerful book called Wamandla. It's a collection of women writing poetry, memoir, opinion, short fiction, and opinion, as I said. So there's a number of poems, and I've just switched up because Aisha started off on a particular tone. The original poem was going to be When I Write, but I'm going to recite 1976, Reloaded. They shot him. They shot him in his back. They shot him in his back while he was running away, in his back 3 times while he was running away in fear from the violence of poverty in our country. He was shot mercilessly 3 times, metal ripping through hopeful flesh and bone, angry metal paid for by you and me. Our parents and our children's children, I see hot metal with our names engraved forever. In scarlet blood, blood everywhere. A poor boy running away from poor men with big guns and robot bodies. Robotic minds trained to kill and suppress, unleashed on youth, dying to learn but learning to die. They heard live gunshots from death guns, not tear gas adding to generational tears, not grenades that stun and stun and stun. They were stunned, all right, taught another ironic lesson again outside class, like 1976, Reloaded. By hired death can owners and expensive apartheid Caspers in South Africa, in Iraq, in the DRC, in Palestine. Welcome to the military-industrial complex. His friends thought he'd fainted, starving in Durban's heat. They turned around and saw that he was shot in the back as he was running away. No ambulance, no time to wait or hesitate, but a car stopped. One car stopped. The hospital didn't help him because who's going to pay that enormous bill? His heart stopped, it gave up, and our hearts broke when the news broke. I wonder if he knew that morning when his eyes opened it would be his last. Rest in power with Kalushi and Mama Fatima and countless more. Senzeni now, where to from here, Mzansi? How many more will be treated like traitors, their aching backs and empty stomachs, gifted heads, bleeding hearts and very souls, punished for dreaming of a better life for their families? How bloody dare they? Families who slave as domestics and garden boys to send beloved children to learn. Depressed, broken, bloodied, and dead bodies come back to haunt them, to haunt us into waking up. But you see, the revolution will not be televised. The media will teach us to hate them. So talk to us about voting for more abuse when the political system is designed to oppress. Maybe at the next protest, the Constitution should be used as body armor. Section 29 is the shield, is it not? Everyone has the right to further education, which the state must make progressively available and accessible. So don't talk to me about reasonable when the rot of corruption stifles our dreams as a nation. A future where little komapes don't drown in pit latrines built by elitist shit, and Driehoek Hoërskool children are not crushed to death and disabled for life. Maybe then, weapons of mass destruction won't massacre young dreams and homeless dreams and the dreams of the non-existent middle class. Yes, that means you. Maybe monsters won't profit suffering in privatized service delivery trauma. Maybe then we can walk with dignity and not run like the enemy. Maybe, because the long march to freedom continues. Wamandla.
Okay, let's call up the next participants. I see the program participants have arrived, so thank you for being here. Very excited for later on tonight. Sandi Lendombela. Sandi Lendombela, ukhona? Yeah. And then can I ask Radhana Ramruka to get ready? And Lala to get ready.
Hello, everyone. I'll be reciting an original composition. Okay. It's named Broke Boy. This is the diary of a broke boy, living in a house far from the coast, haunted by all the unseen dreams and hopes, sort of like a ghost. How do you butter your bread on both sides when it's burnt toast? Broke boy doesn't have a toaster, so don't worry, Agna ghost. Worries is the only thing broke boy eats in the morning, so he leaves home without ironing. He hates being late. His mother's constant borrowing finances the trips he takes. Lecture starts at 8:30. His only inspiration is to get out of his current state, the entire state of poverty his entire time living. Like his brothers who built the Empire State Building, broke boy feels like a slave to his parents' apartheid misfortune. His black father mines gold fortune from his own once green land and handed 4 blue notes to white stomachs until the days his crimson streams go cold. A life more colorful than a facade of a flag. The reason a black father forgets ubuntu, picks up umkhonto, and drives it in the body of a Zimbabwean dad. The reason broke boy never wore a jersey that came with the tag. Hand-me-downs when the government refuses handouts. Falling fees less likely than parting seas or burning trees that speak and promise to help suffering humanities. Broke boy tries smoking trees with fading friends to put his mind at ease, but soon descends to the realities he's broken to call his own. Lectures go on. Classrooms big enough to house the house his parents sadly own. But broke boy never broke enough to fall in love. The heart is his most valued possession, possessed by a brown-skinned angel he goes to campus with. A sentimental heart with a shape so African, but not worth the pursuit. Broke boy sees no need in letting her reside in his poor heart. Poor pockets pour out only enough to buy her a ticket to poverty. So he mutes the beating of his heart, killing the love for love. Life already rough enough to cuff her. 'Cause in a week or two, a lack of diamonds and nail money will cause the bond to suffer. Broke boy is back home. Mother cries 'cause the money dad sent is not enough for her. But he stands tough for her. Shows he's got love for her. 'Cause he knows that this money dad sent, he suffered for. So he puts the books down and turns the 2-plate on to cook for her. Chop whatever's in the fridge until nothing's left over. Cabbage, rice, and the bones from last night. And for dessert, 2 scoops of hope that tomorrow will be better than today. Broke boy made it earlier when he prayed.
Thank you so much, Sandile. Another big round of applause. Okay, we're moving swiftly along to the UBI pair, Mike Makosini and Sihle Zuma. You guys ready? All right, Mike Makosini, everybody.
Vala amehlo uvula ingqondo bayokulutha ngezimoto uzungakhali kuzodlula isinamuva liyabukwa sizwe simnyama senkosi ushaka behlala siqimbile siqhaqhazela sesidukile sekumnyama sicela ukhanya kuwe thongo siguqa ngedolo shisa impepho esibikele bona nabaphansi ma-Afrika sidukile sesibulalana sodwa sesibulalana sodwa sesibulalana sodwa kwenzeka njani ukuthi ngizalwe ngomAfrika bese ngikhula bese ngishintsha ngumelini phila inzima wemnganami iyokushaya mongaphekile ma-Afrika ngithi asibuye emazisweni ngomo zikababa ngithi ayibuyele esibayeni ngoba namhlanje lamanqamo sesizwile nale ngoma siguqe ngedolo shisa impepho esibikele bona nabaphansi ama-Afrika sidukile sesibulalana sodwa sesibulalana sodwa sesibulalana sodwa sesibulalana sodwa Aiwe mdawe, aiwe mdawe, aiwe mdawe, aiwe mdawe, Africa.
Sanmon. Um, I go by the name of Sihle SKP Zuma. And for so many years, I pretended to be someone I was not. Even the closest of souls could not understand the beauty of thy conscious mind. The beauty of my tears stitching a broken puzzle, I am music. Sang by the universe, and with every verse I am vividly visualizing the beauty of death, like walking a path of a flat bush. A zombie to be exact, I'm just a black sheep. Stuck in the Kalahari, I see beauty in those deserted lands without poetry. I am just a mutilated soul trapped in a walking coffin, so I know how it feels to not know how to breathe. I've been drowning in a pool of thought, but now I just let it flow. I undress my wounds in front of everyone to see how they treat me. I'm patient, but not too patient. I get sick of waiting. I am chasing the moon. I am nothing without yesterday. I am today. The beauty of yesterday's scars written in stanzas. I breathe the syllables, punchlines, and metaphors. I am poetry. Inside out, I paint pictures and post them in walls. Eardrums, sharp as the sound of drum roll. I dwell with godly souls. The one that tells the blind that you can see as far as sight. You just let them recite the art in heaven. The ones that still reside in the Garden of Eden. I've tasted the forbidden fruit. The elevator of the mind, I'm my father's son. I carry the sins of my bloodline, so I get out of hand sometimes. I break more boundaries when I free my mind. I am not bothered by lines. I embrace the beauty of African women even after years of being emotionally detached from the spirit of I love you. Today, she decided to call me. I am dancing to the rhythm of my ringtone. It's usually an annoying sound that disturbs my mind, but somehow it feels like music of a great guitar that plays in my mind. Every time I think of her, she is the music that keeps playing, like a keyboard that keeps playing. So I blame no one for the call except myself. I mean, the call alone erupted bombs of mass destruction. I couldn't contain this one. Somehow, I survived the burst of feelings. Black ink, share my pain. You are the voice of the voiceless souls, learning to stand on their own. You are my soul mate, carrying skeletons of our broken heart. Love was lost in the midst of broken promises, found bleeding in my rib cages. Love exists in poetry, full stop. Thank you.
Woo! Yeah, thank you so much, guys. All right, so let us take a shot left and let's have a book launch. One book launch from one of our program participants, Usisi Ubusiswa Mahlangu. A big round of applause for her.
No. Sanbanan, Ninjan, Nyaphila nam, igama kusubusiswa, ubusisiwe Mahlangu. So yeah, ngiyabona since ngifike la eThekwini, people have been saying Busiswa. I'm like, but yes, igama lami Busisiwe Mahlangu. I am the author of Surviving Loss. This is a poetry collection that came out last year, October. It's actually exactly a year old now. Yes. And just a bit of history about the book. The book has traveled to Washington, D.C. I traveled with it, and we sold out that side. The book has been adapted to stage at the South African State Theatre, and we did a theatre production in March. Went to Mozambique and Lesotho, and today I'm here in Devon. So the poems I wrote have been like a journey of self-healing and self-discovery. So most of the poetry is just in here has just been work that has sort of ushered me into adulthood in a way. So I'm gonna read Okay, I'm just gonna perform one poem. Yeah. When the police come to arrest him, tell them to put handcuffs on the door. This house is a culprit, watching us bleed without moving. The last time he turned beast, the walls collapsed our screams into a song, and the neighbors danced to a sharp melody. This house will watch us get killed and say nothing. The walls wear our blood like paint. Our DNA washes off into color. It is a battle with only one boxing champion. Constantly we break through kitchen tiles. We slowly rise to our knees. We are learning prayer with the ceiling, slapping our words back into our tongues as if to say that what we are asking is a distant kind of heaven that we will never reach, where men don't molest women, where houses are not ghost haunting, where fathers love their daughters, where fathers love their daughters, where fathers love. But this house will watch us get killed. The floors will swallow our skeletons. This house is a graveyard. Dry bones pull us back when we walk. Our suitcases decay before we can pack our bags and leave. There's a memorial service in each room. Old obituaries hang like curtains. Windows open to wave life goodbye. Those that came before us never touched victory. And those that came before us were us. We've touched death every evening. We've bled out eulogies and goodbyes. But today, the police are coming. And if we are dead when they get here, just tell them to put handcuffs on the door. This house is a culprit, watching us bleed without moving. Ngiyabonga.
Yo, thank you so much. Sisi, please, Busisi, where? Please don't leave. Maybe some of the people here have some questions, some comments. And by the way, did you know, Uba, you can get her book right there at the Adams Bookshop table. 180 Rand only, okay? Any questions from the floor? Sorry? No. Questions? No. All right. We'll follow you on Facebook.
So you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. It's @busimahlangu _ in the end. And on Facebook, my page for poetry is Busisio Mahlangu. But if you want to be my friend, Busisio Veronica Mahlangu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sisu. There's one question from the floor. Yes? Please tell us about your book.
Oh, the book. So Surviving Loss is a collection of poems. Like I just explained earlier that most of the poems here are about self-discovery and self-healing. And I wrote most of the work in a way to usher myself into adulthood. Yeah, so it's different poems. Let me just read the blurb, then maybe you'll understand better. I don't know. In this collection, the author, me, fights for breath and voice. The poems hold years of undoing silence, written between 2015 and 2018, but also move in stories that unfolded before then. The collection builds open doors and windows around the house that had none, to offer an escape or a way into a house. With gentleness, trauma and pain are explored and stretched to find ways of healing. Survival is agency. And there's like a short poem at the back that's at the title poem, and it says, "Look at yourself. You have not died yet. You're an unending revolution. You are surviving loss."
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One more question from the floor.
Oh, yeah. So I, like, At the time, I was going through so much trauma that happened when I was a kid. And I felt like I needed to rescue that little child. And the idea was to have like a teddy bear, like a very graphic imagery. But then because of the softness of the work, then we decided on this and this color for like gentle holding. Like this is not the kind of poetry that takes you back to the past just to hurt you, but it's a journey of healing. It's not just because we must write about these things because that's what is people writing about or that's what is necessary, but it's because I needed that kind of gentleness, and the cover and the color and the artwork in the front, this undoing of the bear, of the teddy bear, has been what has been happening in my life, and the kind of gentleness and pinkness I need in my life, yeah.
Thank you so much, Sissy. Any more questions? No. All right, let's go back to the open mic. Are we ready for that? Okay, I'm going to call up on stage a beautiful lady. And she is from Pearson Institute of Higher Education. Her name is Aradhna Ramruka. Big round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Woman, so unique and delicate yet bulletproof, so loving and nurturing yet ruthless, so benevolent and loyal yet destructive. Woman, born with the shedding of her wall every month, but still a pillar of strength to many trees. Born with the womb to bear the fruit of life. Born with the vagina that has a mighty strength to push out a human, heal itself back to harvest yet another life into the world. Women, our mothers, grandmothers, sisters, and daughters. But she is more. She is a heroine, stronger, faster, smarter, and feistier than your Avengers or Justice League. No Marvel, no DC, only the universe in which the Milky Lane resides, where God created Earth, the home of the greatest superhero of all time, woman. Thank you.
Who runs the world? Girls. Who runs the world? Who runs this mother? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go to Lala Grace Donato from PIHE. Big round of applause. And after her, ndizocela uTumelo Mohoto to just come close because he'll be next after Grace.
Hi, my name is Lala. I am doing a poem that I wrote. It's called Little Pretty Asian Pain. I've hit an all-time low. My whole life has been an endless suffering that I refuse to surrender to. Every day I'd hear something vulgar and rude. Every day I'm exposed to the hate that others give because of my skin and the way I look. Every day I am constantly bombarded with questions or statements that make me look like a fool. Utterances like, how can you see through those eyes? Or your language is quite funny. Words like squinty eyes or ching chong. Do you not know how much you ruined my self-worth? I become embarrassed of my own culture. I become the shame of the things that made me unique. I loathe the way I look. I blamed my own mother for being the reason to why I was not enough. But every second, I try to find a place of closure, a minute of peace, a reminder to breathe, a constant scream that shouts that I am here. But where is here? I blink every few seconds so that maybe reality might change. I take every breath to know that I live. I push myself to keep up with time. I constantly talk to myself for moral support that others cannot give. Trust me, I do not know the difference between right or wrong. I do not know what to do or where to go, what to say or what not to say. I am imperfect. But over the years, I have fought hard to be where I am today. To you, I am a woman, a friend, a sister, a fighter, a student, a daughter. But who am I? Who am I to myself? Where do I fit in a world where my skin, where do I fit in a world where I cannot feel free to express my uniqueness? Where do I fit in a place where my skin makes me inferior? Where my appearance defines my treatment? where stereotypes have become a norm of judgment, where my shouts have been silenced, where my stubbornness has become others' assumptions, where my grief is an annoyance and a way of seeking attention, where my ask for help is a foolish joke, where my parents' expectations are blocked by the world's limitations, where my desires are mere dreams that reality robs. Tell me, if you were in my shoes, would you know who I am? Thank you.
The poem I'm going to recite is entitled Her Body. An orchid of pomegranates, eyes like doves, smeared dark lipstick on lips like a crimson thread that take you on a fantasy, breasts like two fawns that feed among the lilies, back dripping juices, jizzing, rounded glowing thighs, things like perfectly cut diamonds, hands dripping with myrrh, seasoned with soursop and papaya, mango and guava, banana and cane, stately as a palm tree, calmly as a Jerusalem. That is her body. And she gets to choose whether or not she shares it with you. Bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, sanctifying life's uncomfortable yet amazing bed, carrying your heavy ego, stained with your bloody demons, yet still bearing the fruit. Fingerprinted windows inviting you to galaxies underpraised by these adjectives and metaphors, matters force, rocks onto the old core by misinterpretation of the map etched upon her canvas, instructing them to follow the lightning path to heaven and back. Stretch marks tracing the pangs and pains of being a female, wrinkles treading the streams of bloody tears. That is her body. Dressed with pigment, spilled skin, truly profound, forcing you to stay. She is art. And you have no right to underappreciate her just because you don't know who you are. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Tumelo. It's so encouraging to see young men speak words like that, especially in the climate that we're at as South Africans. Thank you to men like that. All right, so we are going to move forward. Another talent from PIHE is Dikeledi Zuma. A big round of applause for her. Straight after her, we are going to go to another book launch by Mo Africa. Are you ready for that? All right, take it away.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. And I think previously my friend Lala did a poem, Little Asian Pain. Okay, this is my version of it. Looking back only to find I've become a target of my own hate. I've lived a mysterious life where I sit to ask myself, who am I? Because I don't know. Who am I? Who am I? Who I was or who I will be? Because with every word I find myself looking in the mirror, looking back at myself, and all I see is so much hate. Of course I targeted myself with my own hate, my own oblivion. Black, brown hair, and as tangled as a black forest at winter's rise. Dark, scarred eyes, as sharp as a knife's tip, which can tell thousands of stories. Lips red and violet, which have caressed the dead man's lullaby and sworn to secrecy more time than this world's precious sun has ever kissed this earth's surface with its light. Hands and arms that have held on to pain more times than the sweet salty sea has embraced the forgotten shore. It's true, I'm of this world, born, bred, and betrayed. For each word that lingers through my hands, to my fingers, finding its way to the tip of my pen to be transformed into forever shaping lines of lyrical gestures by a single pen. I'm of this world, and so are my words. I know they smooth, but only because they bathe in a confidence for which I envy. Useless, I saw myself. In doubt, I drowned. despising my very being. Distant I was to this world, quivering in my own cold shame, just too lonely to notice. But would I have ever noticed besides the bullseye which I carry within me? An arrow shot out from my desperate clutch, leaving its bow to pierce my heart, leaving me to bleed in my own misery. I now live in my own fate, my own hate. Blinded I was, in camouflage I wish to stay. My cries a century, in tears I'm cleansed, in anger I find peace, in endless screams I'm found. I heard death echo in an infinite black, beyond space and time. Her eyes, in her eyes I see it all, feel it all the hate that laid beyond those hazel eyes. A cold touch from my hand grazed her quietly. Inhuman she called me, a mistake never rectified I was to her, as if a poisonous kiss. Why do I let her use me, betray me? Why forgive if it's never forgotten? Why dress myself in pain, clothe myself in despair, punish myself for mistakes never made? Why scream for help when it's never to be heard? Why? Why do I torment myself with all these questions when God knows I'm the answer to my damn fate? What has become of my smile? I wonder. Estoy muy cansada. Gracias.
Gracias, sticky lady. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to our book launch by Mo Africa, and the book is titled My Tongue is a Rainbow. A big round of applause as she makes her way on stage. Another reminder that these books are available at Adam's Bookstore, which they've brought their table to our convenience. Welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, gays, lesbians, and gender non-binary people. How are you? Yes, my name is Mo Afrika Wagamukhati. I am a poet. I am author of My Tongue is a Rainbow, and I work with poetry and jazz music from ground up until to the professional level, where we collect royalties for those two. And I'm excited to be here. It took me quite a long time to find the courage to really put the book together. I think as a performer, it's okay just to get on stage, perform your work, and that's it. But once you take the work seriously, it's important to document your work in a book form. It's like your CV, you know, it travels further than the stage and the Instagram clips and the likes. So same thing, it was important for me to put it in a book form. So I did, and in the book, I talk about marginalized languages in South Africa, especially with 11 official languages, you know. We are all fighting for our languages to take the cup, to be the language of the money. And English has been doing that for the longest time. And it's not by magic, it's not by, you know, muti or anything, but it's all about people speaking their language and embracing their languages. So in this book, I talk about such to start conversations around language, which is very important, especially now. Especially that you people of Durban are near the harbor. I know that most of Chinese are coming and they're teaching you Mandarin. It's nice, but it's the reverse psychology that I talk about, that the master will teach you their language for you to listen to the instructions. So that's why I talk about such things, that let us embrace our languages first, make sure that we can make money using our own mother tongues. And this book starts those kind of conversations, and conversation about women abuse and children abuse that has been happening in the country, and it has raised just so many eyebrows. And I also talk about race, so I'm touching quite sensitive issues in this book, which are very important. We still see segregation, we still hear of children being killed, being mistaken for baboons or whatever, so you will find such stories in the book, which I believe that are very important. So I'm going to read a poem for you, and you can ask me questions there. My brother skinned his tongue to taste English better. hand rolled the pink leather to erase his uncivilized mother tongue. Tongue twisting without papalias, bland, bitter, and barbaric. As our mother's tongues inches shorter to live longer, dying out in code mixing, code switching, and code forgetting. Is it too great to be tasted by 15 generations after us? Etiquette lurking for the 21st century. But how thick are our tongues to choke us in sleep ampia? How we have derailed our mother's tongue. My brother peeled it all off. He desires more English. 11 a.m. tea with scones. Its antithesis too confusing. Nostrils too tight for its accent. Assonances, a reminder of foreign missionaries in our homeland. Vocabulary too early. His language is dying. He wants more and more and more. My brother's tongue is no longer growing back. And what a mission to restitution. But our mother is gone. In vicious circles, her children without a home. Generations lost their lineage to her roots. She has left, pegged her syllables, neatly folded her idioms, and gathered her proverbs in a donkey cart. She's gone. She took the longer route, leaving deeper footprints, hoping that we will soon follow. Mother says delusions are delusional to our tongues. Her last words were an X on a page she used the night winter had arrived. She was spellbound by smoke, ink kissing fire. She liked how it sparked. Mother told me this in a dream. Though she was wise, could not read. Mother loved twinkling things. She could not have read this poem in remembrance of her lost children. And I am last of 54. Yes, we are done. Thank you. So in this poem, English, it's not English, it's English. So where I come from, it's English because we cannot pronounce using the language of the Queen. However, I talk about how language is related to culture, which is very important. That once you want to learn someone's language, you would want to learn their culture. I mean, we cannot use the term of 11 a.m. tea with scones. It's for breakfast and then weddings and all of that. But we can never have, a tradition that 11 a.m. is scones. So once you want to understand someone's language, the culture follows, and which is very important. So this book starts such conversations. Thank you so much for listening. The book is on sale. It's 165, I believe, and I'll be signing it for you for free. For my heart. Questions, if you have, which I will appreciate. Thank you so much.
Can we follow you on social media?
Social media, which is very important. I've made quite a large money on social media this year. It's very important, very, very important. I don't post about silly things. I only talk about the arts and the books and all the nice things. That's why I make money. Make a mind note of that. Mo Africa Amokati on Facebook. Yes, I still use Facebook. And Instagram, it's Mo Africa 01. Twitter, Mo Africa 01. Thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Another big round of applause for Mo Africa, who we will see again later tonight. Let's go back to open mic session. All right, ngizocela on stage Ayanda Dlamini, Sphe Mpele, Xolisa Mngoma. A big round of applause. All three of these talented young ones are from PIHE, which is Pearson Institute of Higher Education. Big round of applause. Introduce yourself and go.
Hi guys. Hi. I've been meaning to call you beautiful. If I can paint a smile over your scars, I would. But then again, I'd take away life if I did. Maybe your dark abyss isn't a shade. Maybe just a blind to the fact that you never really leave your curtain open. Maybe your open is the breaths that you take. Maybe your vessel that doesn't whistle like it used to. Maybe the only truth you dance to is pain, and maybe it's a song that's on repeat, and maybe it's in the genre you speak. Maybe it's an unhappy done to you. Life is a riddle with no clues. If I can paint a smile over your scars, I would. I want to tell them how beautiful you are when you cry. I want to tell them that your face has grown flowers from all the watering. I want to tell them how full you've become from the blood that hugs your tissues. I want to tell them how your home's doorstep read, welcome, even with the devil as a stranger you've met. If I can paint a smile over your scars, I would. I would introduce myself as God for a first name, tell you that I've met you before, tell you that I hurt you, tell you that I am a beautiful nightmare, tell you that all curses are blessed. Trust me, I know you. You're just as scared to meet me, and that's okay. People do introduce themselves to me, and are not, but I know. I made them that way for you to keep searching. Please, do not follow the waves. You are the tide too. Thank you.
Greetings to one and all. Sanbona nonke. My name is Pim Pele. I come from Pearson Institute. The title of my composition is The Face of the Grave. In the words of Aristotle, virtue consists not merely in knowing what is right, but in having the willpower to do what is right, the power to carry out the mind's judgment into action, the face of the grave. You are the Grim Reaper. You cannot spare the weight of a human life. You have consumed noble men such as Nelson Mandela, Napoleon Hill, and JFK. Not only that, you have devoured even the wise men such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. For you have little contemplation of whom you wipe out from the face of the earth, because even the wretched, wicked, and pitiful men, you cannot avert the reaper. However, I look into people's hearts through their eyes, and there I find you, the reaper. You have consumed the chambers of their soul. You have corrupted their hearts and enslaved their minds. Their hopes, dreams, virtues, ambitions, and aspirations, all dead. They have fallen prey to the reaper. You have burdened their hearts with anxiety, worry, doubt, distress, and fear. He has enshackled their minds with negativity, pessimism, self-sabotage, and destructive thinking patterns. Death. Your saints reeks of the souls you have devoured. The taste you leave behind is of sorrow. You have feasted on the corpse and drinketh the blood to quench your thirst. I thank you one and all. I come from Pearson.
Greetings to all. I'm going to read a poem by Sibani Ntibande. This is life, the life, If it's a dream, don't wake me up. Let me enjoy every second of it. Life is short, so they put forth. Then let me exhaust my account of life to testify that I have lived and loved. Like a flower bursting through pavement, so was our love's advancement. Every day was always about us. When I wake up in the morning, all I would see was you, beautiful like a morning star. Our love was far from being tar. My heart was your playground. You would hide and I would seek till you found. Our love filled me with great joy. It was no toy. It was love, really love. I grew up and I got colonized by peer pressure. I started seeking validation from people, and I neglected you. I starved you the attention you need. All I would listen to was my needs. But with you, it was different. You stayed committed even when I deserted you. You chose the afflictions I gave than the stranger's affection. You remained faithful to me. Now I realize I haven't loved but lusted. No wonder it never lasted. Set up my meeting with death. I'm not worthy to live. Death, wait, did I really live? As I wake up to reality, indeed, life is bigger than my essentiality. This is all a paradoxicality. As I walked searching for you in the streets of life, my eyes arise to see a stranger coming to me, wrapped in wounds of depreciation. Face bleeding of oppression, smelling rejection, speaking depression. I finally met you, my soul. I'm sorry. I admit I messed up. I never meant for us to break up. I left you to face the brutal world alone. Maybe I should have sprayed. Maybe I shouldn't have sprayed the selfish cologne. Truth is, I was fooled by people's expectations. They made me believe you were unattractive, worthless, and hopeless. Therefore, I pursued short-lived happiness. Let's start afresh. I promise to love you, shower you with attention, feed you positivity, fight for you, buy you endless gifts of peace. Let's create a better us. My soul, please give me a second chance.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sissy. Well done to all the talent from Pearson Institute. Another big round of applause for them. And right now, I'd like to call on Jess Bothma, Spa Almo from Nowadays Poetry, Sbo Ngwazi from Train Travelers. Please come forward and grace us with your work. After the three poets, we are then going to take another short left and go to our book launch by Titi Sonuka from Nigeria. All right? Can we have Jess Bothma, please? A round of applause. All the best. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is the Colonization of Time. You're from there, and I'm from here. We both were once. You're afraid of winter, and I bask in my friend sun, where fruitfulness is offered despite change. Your offerings are mean, and they stop. They exist in a blink, in one breath, and then go back to sleep. To stay warm, they leave you longing. To protect their young, they desert you, which is what you will do too. Go back to sleep. We began here in a cradle made of paradise, and now you've come back to tell me I'm wrong, to tell me I'm backward. You've brought your words, your stories, and your gun, because I am barbaric and slave. What is this forward? Is it you? You seem sick and drunk and too many, and you've come to me, to new lands, but I am, and this is old land. You travel to me to take, to feast, to find yourself drunk in plenty, to eat more of your own disease. I am not afraid of winter. I do not know it, for it is mean. I know summer and spring, as you call them, and there is no time here. My sister trees bear fruit, and there is no time where I need to build, to close a door. What is this window of yours? I sleep under the stars, guided by my elders in my dreams. and those gone from before. I have a contract with the animals, for I have not forgotten that I am one. You are the only one that has arrived here, with a barrier between skin and sand. You are the only savage here. Today I must plan. I must think and not feel. I must build and I must suffer. I must hear your news in your construction, under your conditions, in your tongue and on your time. Your compartments of unit and capital. What about before? What about right now, being here, being present? Where are you? Where have you arrived? What is next? Passing through paradise has left you and I wounded. I am sold and I am branded. I must work to find myself once more. And you cannot fix because you take. You forget so quickly. I must fix what you have done with your insignificant and inappropriate tools that judge me still. I am not to be sacrificed or crucified. I am not a victim. I do not want your charity, and I cannot make you feel better. I am simply betrayed by my brother, who is not an explorer or a hero. You're of memory lost in a present future without a past. Thank you.
Kazi uyothi ngubani mhlabethi ulimo alifane nesikhumba. Amazinyo ahlafune anambitha wala umathe izithende zimbe ekhaya. Amazwi namaphimbo avuse uboya emva kwezindlebe uyothi ungubani. Bonke bayazazi. Bonke futhi bayazi ukuthi anizazi manje bayazenzela nje. Nithuli aniboni. Aniboni noma sesibuka ebukweni. Nibona izitho ezithi wena wakuleli kodwa wena ufisa ngathi awuyena kwakuleli kodwa kufanele nje. Awazi ukuthi kusho ukuthini ukuba wakuleli. Sanibona. Igama uSiphamandla. I have this cage of steel that I molded myself. I molded it out of fear and pride. I molded it out of fire and water. With just a little bit of paranoia just to make things interesting. You know, just a little bit of pessimistic optimism to make life very interesting. The intent of this cage was to keep my heart in it as a pet because of its soft and weak, vulnerable nature, because it's still young, untrained, and very perishable. I've had this cage since I was 13 years old. I've had this cage for as long as I can remember. How being in love for the very first time almost feels like learning a new language, learning new ways to communicate, learning new tricks with your tongue, learning new tricks with your heart, learning new ways to trick your heart, but like all young things do. They do exactly what they're not supposed to do. So one day I woke up, my pet was not inside the cage, and the cage was wide open. I was so shocked and scared at the same time, as I thought I was the only one with the key to my cage. Who might have broken into my cage without my permission? Who had this appalling audacity, this venom of impudence? Who had this appalling audacity, this venom of impudence, this untimely, rebellious move? Who might have broken into my heart without my permission? And then I stepped outside. There she was, standing there across the street at her parents' house, totally oblivious to the invasion she just did. A smooth criminal she was, an invader of personal energy, a thief of well-kept pets, a thief of sound when you look into her eyes, a lightning of a smile, a mapless journey into her eyes leading you to foreign destinations. It's our first time our eyes have touched each other's skin, as I feel her extend in a lens surfacing on top of my skin, as mine surfacing on top of her ocean-like body. The texture of her skin has the same effect on her eyes, the same way ocean sand feels in between your toes underneath water. She's holding my pet, or rather, my heart, with both hands, as an indication of comfort, safety, caring, and understanding. A mother to a newborn's gesture, a painter to a newly finished work gesture, a groom's hands to a newly bride's face gesture, the love gesture. For the first time, my heart felt like, come on. For the first time, she's holding my heart with both hands as an indication of comfort, caring, safety, and understanding. A mother to a newborn's gesture. A painter to a newly finished work gesture. At first, I was mad at you, that you did not profess your love for me. But as soon as I realized that it was just a spark with no intentions into turning to a real mark, I decided to put it inside the card and let it burn in the dark like it never existed, like Noah's Ark. You thought you were smart. That's the thing. We thought you were smart. We thought these feelings for you were a hallmark, tattooed inside the edges of my skin, so you weren't really keen giving me a chance. You just liked the chase. Hence, we used to say, I almost fell in love with you yesterday, which never made sense. Thank you, guys.
Sixoleleni. Lesi sililo sabesifazana ababulawa ngaphandle kokona. Endleleni ngihlangane nowesifazana oseyisidumbu sigcwele izibazu la ungesikembe ikhanda ahlukene nomzimba. Isitho sangasese sigcwele igazi. Akusho ngokusobala ukuthi uqale ngokudlwengula abamqedelela ngesikhala enyameni isidumbu ethuneni. Laba ngomama ababulawa bekhala bekhuleka ezihlizweni. Befumbathisa ukufa besaphila njengoJesu esiphombanene ngavela igazi lifelo bani. Kubantu besifazana ilanga belishona lisabalele beziculela amagugu osale emathuneni besaphila. Ngoba bayazi ukuthi ukushona kwelanga kubona khona abangafa noma yinini. Madoda abaxoleleni bangabesifazane bayashesha ukuzwela enyameni. Baningi abantu besifazana asebebulawa othandweni sabayisemangcwabeni ithuna labesimame. Igama elithi ngiyakuthanda kwabantu besifazane selaphenduka uamen igama lokuvalelisa ekuphileni. Besho ngesilila besifazane bathi sebenqamela ngisho ukufa bengaganile ngoba kusizana ukuba semendweni ekubene emphefumulweni akhululekile. Sanibonani. Gama lami ngosibonelo ngwazi. I'm Sibonelo Ngwazi. Poem engizoyireciter eKanontobeko. Nkosi yami. Uhlale ekhaya uNontobeko ukhumbula iziyalo zikaBaba. Intombi yayiyinhle endaweni kepha namhlanje siphenduka isibonele ebantwaneni ongasiphathi kahle empilweni. Ukusa kuye sekuphenduka ukuhle ilanga selimshonele bizana omama bomlindolo bezokhuleka. Kukhala amankankani sibhakabhaka siguqubele kuze isinyama uNontobeko usefikile uzofela ekhaya. Uphume emakudeni asekudukeni impilo isimdukela ufumbethe ithuna ngezandla uNontobeko ufe hamba. Simzilele phila uNontobeko ufakaza amakhandlela emsamdlela simkhulekela. Useba ngokuqothoza impilo useyilusa ngodondolo. Akasena mzimba uNontobeko ubuyena bakhe basale ezitabeni ayiduke kuzo. Impilo kaNontobeko yumphumela wokudla ubusha bakhe bona badla yena. uNontobeko wajaha impilo phambili akayifumananga wayishiya ngemumva isasebuthongweni akayivusanga sehamba. Kwamkhubaza uNontobeko uqala impilo esiphethweni sekunzima abuleqane ebuntwaneni. Usevisa ngisho ukuphindela esibelethweni. Azalwe kabusha ukwazi ukuphinde kube nehlulu usuphilile enyama uNontobeko uhlulile empilweni. Akazange wabalalela abazali bakhe. Wafuna ukuziphatha engemthwalo ongazithwala. uNontobeko wasinda yena wawela phansi amshaya impilo. Impilo kaNontobeko yumphumela wokudla ubusha bakhe bona badla yena. Enkosi.
Cela ukubuza bakhona uNontobeko la. I'm sure no bakhona bayakhophoza manje ngeke bavume. Thank you so much. The beauty of our mother tongue, ne? Thank you so much. All right, now let's move on to a book launch. Let's welcome Usisi Titi Sonuga from Nigeria. And the title of her book is This Is How We Disappear. Asimqhobeleni izandla.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Titi Lokbe Shonuga, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be here. My book is called This Is How We Disappear. In April of 2014, 276 plus girls disappeared from a town called Chibok. Did everybody hear about that story? I have to admit that I'm ashamed to say that before this happened, I didn't know Chibok. But after it happened, I knew Chibok, the whole world knew Chibok. So I started writing these poems about what it means for almost 300 girls to disappear. and for nobody to go looking for them, at least not for a while. And then the collection expanded out into an exploration of what it means for women to disappear across the world, into their bodies, into their minds, into the world, at bookstores, at post offices, wherever it is that we are, and the many ways that we vanish. So the collection is about physical and emotional disappearances, but also about disappearance as acts of redemption and disappearance as magic making, the ways in which we reclaim ourselves and become something else. So we evolve to survive the impossible. So this is how we disappear. We fall backwards into our mother's mouths, become them, become the only stories we have ever been told, stories about women who stay, women who endure, women who offer their bodies into the belly of the beast to protect their children. This is how we go missing. We tumble into a fist, bones beaten to pulp. We crumble beneath the weight of a man with a hole in his chest, and the vacuum takes us to a place where we are never enough, yet we are too much. Our mouths too big, our bodies too whole, too soft, too much like God. Wild things to be tamed, so the wolves come, dragging the screeching bodies of little girls from their childhoods, folding our hearts into their mouths. They find us at work, at school, knees bent at the altar or on the dance floor, whether we are a shy whisper or a loud joy. Sometimes they come with a stranger's whisper. Often they come with names that we know well. We call them uncle, call them brother, call them friend, call them on nights when the world feels too big. We ask for a shoulder to lean on, get a fist instead. Claws that peel our bodies open like ripe fruit for the taking, and we try to forget what we cannot forgive. We throw away our names, we shapeshift, we code switch, learn a whole new language for survival, teach it to our daughters too. But this time, we come back for our bodies, we come back for our voices, we gather the broken, gather the split and scattered, anything that still has a pulse. Even what is only a shadow of itself is still worth loving. All that we paid for in our blood, let it come. Let it move with only the skin on its back. We do not look back. We do not turn to salt. This time we are the ocean, come to reclaim everything that belongs to us and swallow anything that refuses to be moved. Ask about us. These women who reinvented joy, who snapped back our broken bones to the rhythm of a survival song, a song about the audacity of living and loving anyway. We become a whole new kind of creature, something fearless and fierce, something bold enough to call down even lightning and dare it to touch us. Thank you. So the book is available, as are all the other books by all the amazing authors, at the table. They are 165 Rand, I believe. Support poets. That's all I got. Social media, I'm at Dear Titi Lokwe on Twitter and just at Titi Lokwe. I was the first on Instagram. And if you just search my name, you will find me on Facebook and everywhere that you are online. I am there. Thank you.
Sorry, Titi, before you leave, any questions from the crowd? Comments, questions? No. All right. We're very excited to see you again later tonight. Another big round of applause. All right. As we come to a close of our open mic session, I'd like the participants from Uhuru Art to please come forward. And those are Holy Ghost, Dr. Prof, Achiever, Buthelezi, Kusasa, Lihle, Lembo.
I am the philosophic poet who philosophize about and speak of his roots. The both sound which also toward the town. Scattered bodies of parasites moving for hunger. When legendary heroes set foot and many are born. Get to Twanamo. Into Twanamo, the Sumtabati Mataki and the Woodland. Into Twanamo, the window of Mataki Habek and Jay. Get to them for. Ninakuleza Kalamataki Giteleza. It is what I'm saying. It is where I have every year. Umshawa was missing. He's sooner the same ngiyaphikana ngoba lisenza ngakhona manje bathi ngishiye nikhali isipilo sikanayo sanibona
ukushona kwelanga ukushona kwelanga ukushona kwelanga yikho kwakuveza idumbu zabamnyama ngobumnyama ukushona kwelanga ukushona kwelanga yikho kwakuveza idumbu zabamnyama ngobumnyama mina sami isidumbu azange sitholakale ngingumbuyiseni Khuboni iningi leni lingaze ngesithombe sika Hector Peterson yimi loyo owathatha uvalo alifaka ikhukhwini mhlazana uHector Peterson esedutshuliwe iningi lenu into esasiyilwela senayikhohlwa sasithi silwela ukuthi nina nifunde kangcono ibantu education iphele kodwa esikhatsini samanje yini esenakhohlwa isikole ngesikhathi zesikole nina anisatholakala ukushona kwelanga ukushona kwelanga yikho okwakuveza idumbu zabamnyama ngingubantu bhiko mhlazane ngifomisasu ngangithi nina niyofunda ngenkululeko ekahle mina kwakufunwe yimina akuzange kutholwe ngangithi ngifuna nifunde kahle nonke ningakhokhi lutho kanti ekugcineni komhlaba nina niyolahla mina nikhohlwe nayimi ngiyinqalabutho eseyakhohlwa abanye nakho ke kwasekuqaleni mhlazane ngilwa mina ngangilwela ukuthi mina siyobusa sonke singebala lethu elimnyama ukushona kwelanga ukushona kwelanga yikho kwaveza ngobumnyama ngobumnyama mina igama lami nginguNelson Rolihlahla Madiba mina ngangilwela inkululeko yokuthi nina nithole ukuze nizokwazi ukufunda kahle yonke into yenu ihambe kahle nikhohlwa ingqalabutho nina kamina ngingedwa nabo ke abanye abalazi iqiniso ngami ukuthi mina ngiyalazi iqiniso ukuthi uChrisani wafa kanjani ekufeni kwakhe kwakumele abuse izwe thina sibuse ezweni labamnyama simnyama kwagcine kufika bebala elimhlophe sagcine siphelile thina ukushona kwelanga ngiyabonga
Sanibonani. This is Saselihle Lembonge coming from Uhuru Organization. Ngihlala eStenga. Sanibonani futhi. Ngizohaya inkondlo engizoyihaya isihloko sayo sithi ukuhlukumezeka kwengane ngesanabani. Ukuhlukumezeka kwengane ngesanabani. Ivuke ekseni ihambe yokha amanzi kwazibani itshalani. Ukuhlukumezeka komphefumulo ngesanabani ithwala zonke izinkinga zomuzi yangithi phela ifela amacala kanina angasawajeselwanga esadla anhlamvana kanti esandleni sekuze kwamila amankenke kwazi sephela ezakhe izandla ziswele umlomo ukuzikhulumela sezabona lukhuni zathinta lukhuni ukuhlukumezeka komphefumulo ngesanabani ithwala zonke izinkinga zomuzi yangithi phela ifela amacala kanina angasawajeselwanga esadla anhlamvana ukuhlukumezeka kwengane ngesanabani ivuke ekseni ihambe yokha amanzi kwazibani itshalani ezandleni askis okay ezandleni sekwamila amankenke kwazi sephela ezakhe izandla ziswele umlomo ukuzikhulumela sezabona lukhulu zathinta lukhuni ukuhlukumezeka komphefumulo ongesanabani ngiyabonga.
Kuyenzeka kumthandi noma esethathiwe. Kuyenzeka kumthande noma esethathiwe ngoba niyawadla amanyala emhlabeni madoda bese nithi ngamagcokama. Akundoda lento ehamba idle esibayeni samanye amadoda thina satshela ukuthi indoda ayizidli insalela. Kanjalo ke nendoda edlela ingane kuba yisiyo nje sendoda engenantshebe kuyale ukuhlafuna kwentshebe. Indoda engenamuzi utsotsi. Buyele ekhaya. Ngiyazi uyobukeka njengesahluleki uma buye emendweni. Kube nemibuzo eminingi enganazi izimpendulo. Asikhumbuli nangelilodwa ilanga ukhala ngendlala kaze sizwe nangelilodwa ilanga uthulala ngendlala. Ngelinye ilanga uthe umkhwenyana ubepheka phaka ekudliwe noma sekuyolalwa uyena obendlala. Athi mangisaphila ngeke nilale ngendlala ningafakani umuntu wesweni imani idlala. Thana uyadlala. Thana uyadlala. Usikhumbule kanjani umama obeligugu kuwe elele kobandayo ave kubhlungu ukuthenga ihashu uliphakela uthi uyagibela lilale phansi. Awunamahloni ubungilalisa eminyango emzini kababa. Kubiza ukuba indoda ukuqonda ububanzi begama. Ngiyakuthanda. Buyele ekhaya. Ngeke ngihlale nezithembiso umuzi ufile ayiphephile impilo yowesifazana ohlele esigangeni. Nembeza loyo ngibambe emqaleni wangilengisa emthini umphakathi unqakusana ngami njalo mangiququda umunye imdlinzi ethi angikuphambanise nemvula. Buyele ekhaya. Ufike ubatshela umuzi ubuwakha. Ufile. Amanye amadoda ayakunika incazelo yokulala ezeni ngamancoko baninga besifazana abayobuya emendweni ngoba kekho wesifazana ongahlalela ubuhle bezindonga emzini umuzi ufile. Kwale noma umbamba kwamancane umkitazi umuntu ahline. Angiyiboni into eyikholelwayo yonke into ibuzwa kimi negama likamfundisi kuwehlezi lisematheni eqaleni uthi awuzelanga ukuzoba isigqila socansi ngathi ngithatha isithembu wathi uzobuyela ekhaya ngithi ngiyakuthinta ushaya isandla usukuma uyolala esofeni. Ngichaze ngehluleka ngaxolisa kwaphela amazwi emalini ukuncenga umuntu ongakuthandi ukutshala isithombo edwaleni lokhu ngaqala ukumncenga ngimshela. Kwale noma uzehlisa uthi uncenga inhliziyo ikukhangeza isimilo sowesifazana ogona ukuqhosha emalibeni. Ukuncengwa njalo kuyaliqeda uthando ngesinye isikhathi ukuzehlisa umamatheke ungibuke sakufifiyela kuyalivuselela uthando imizwa yaphelelwa umudla ngencenga umfazi sishadile. Nina nikwazi ukubaluleka kwesitifu sendoda eshadile. Ngikhuluma nje sineminyaka eyishumi sishadile kodwa kaze ngizizwe nangelilodwa ilanga ngamukelekile. Buyele ekhaya. Ufike ubatshela umuzi ubuwakha. Ufile. Buyele ekhaya. Angiyiboni into eyihlalele wangivulela iprotection order emaphoyiseni mangingena etshwaleni owesifazana acifisa ahleka ubala ngizizwe ngamukelekile emhlabeni. Sengiphethe oyedwa ngithi siyahamba siyongena esilaheni ungilanda ngoshova ngihleli namanye amadoda etshwaleni. Wena uhlula ukuqonda imizwa yami isemehlweni mangikubuka kucaca nje kuyosekuseni ngithi ngiyasondela athi uhlupha lapha ke. Awudeli. Uhlupha lapha ke. Awudeli. Kusizana ukuba indoda imizwa ingasasebenzi kulungileke noma ningangibiza ngongqingili angizami ukuzenza owesifazane ngoba ngiyinkonkoni uNkulunkulu kuphela oletha uxolo phakathi kwenja nenyamazana. Nina ninesibindi sokuphakela inje isikhokha ibambile enqineni. Buyele ekhaya. Ufike ubatshela umuzi ubuwakha. Ufile. Buyele ekhaya. Impilo maciko ihlulwe ukwehlela Impilo maciko ihlulwe ukwehlela sinikelile yaqonga sibuye emkhulekweni entabeni. Indlala ibangulaka nophakela lamabhova ahlukane nabo kufika aqali ngabo ukufika noma nilwa nebala lensundu ngizubhlungu nibacinge emshungwini wenu ngesilungu nje enisipatanisayo. Senizibona ngabelungu. Nihlukubeza besifazane nikhipha imphefumulo engazinanyaka kuyavuka ukuthi umuntu wesilisa eqala ukuvula amehlo waye phakathi nesilwane. Sijaha inyamazane sibuye naye iphila umqabela gqitha qoyi ngimanqika umveli inqangi waye nabo ubulili bowesilisa kungani ubuhle bomhlaba wabufanisa nowesifazane okwazi ukufihla imizwa yothando emalini ezizwe ehunkulunkulu kwabesilisa. Buyele ekhaya. Ufike ubatshela umuzi ubuwakha. Ufile.
When I was in first grade, we were always told to introduce ourselves by using myself. You know, when you say my name is, my surname is, my favorite thing and all that. So myself. My name is anonymous. My surname is myself. I am the stars old. The pattern of the stars show the number of seconds that I've lived in this world. I am able to make the rain be of volcanic drought, which will lead to a drought with the drops in my tears. My tears are dehydrated and in my blood. When it flows through the veins, you can see the gaps of mine, the gap between my veins and my flesh. For my flesh, when you see my flesh, do not only see my flesh, but my flesh is what you see. You see, when you eat my flesh, you shall be re-rinsed and your sins shall no longer exist. For when I exit in this flesh mode, I go into the spiritual world and I am reformed. I go back to the Father and I once again say, Father, forgive them for they do not know what they are doing, even though I know they know. For even I sometimes fail to follow the trail of my mind. My intellectual intelligence is more intelligent than myself. Even I fail to describe myself. The description of myself is hidden through a dictionary. Even it has no more than word that can express me. For when I try to find the definition of myself, I find words too cheap to try and define me. For even the dictionary itself was created by mankind. So if you think that you can be man enough, can you just please be kind for myself? You see, I am the former of death. That to me is optional. You see, I have two habitats, hell and heaven. Hell, heaven, heart. You should just be able to follow the trail, for you require a heart to know what is wrong and right so that you could go to heaven. And if you do not follow all the rules, you may be going to hell. For hell is the home for us all. We just take different routes to get there. So I am not only a poet, but I am the describer of weight through words that can create wars through words. You see, I am not only a human being, but I am the shape of God through a telescope, for I can tell you what is happening as I can televise your emotions. You see, I can read your mind through your shadow. I can hunt you through your heart. For when the heart beats, it beats you as it tries to escape you. For your body seems as if it is not a good enough habitat for it. See, you, and you are just simply humans, and the heart deserves more than that. Because I am not only a poet, but a describer of words, through words that can create wars in different words. Myself. Thank you.
Nina benyathi kandaba empondo zimakhenkene nabayivimbele ngamaphande emkhonto bethi umhlathi uze ngeke usawela yayisuwela ngamakhanda amadoda zulu omnyama ondlela zimhlophe enhlana sezantsi sanibonani ninjani igama lami mina ngingunhlanzeko ngingwakabuthelezi ngingane kaRamessenzo wesibili inkosi yamakhosi ngingumzukulu kaNzinga mina benonefethithi kuthang nayizolo bengizalwa impunyela uMantsa Musa kumfule enguphuzayo ngiphuza ihapi iNile ngidobe Limpopo ngizithole sengiqomisa intombi emanzini amakhulu aseZambezi inxani yebaleka uma ngisezibeni esikhulukazi iTanganyika eTanzania naseMalawi ngingabala kushona ilanga oh hey yinhle iKhemet yoni ukufika kwesifika namthwalo asangathandana sodwa kodwa sathanda umcindezeli thina sibulawela inkolo kaNtube noSwahili angisayiphathe yama-athi mathu umgogodla wami ithemba lami ngibonga ngoba igama linomkhubulwano lisaphinyiswa namhlanje ekhaya bakhipha umyalo wokubana umbelo ogwansile ongunomfundo ufuna abazokreza kuwo kube lula ukuba ngishiza inkomo zakabuthelezi inqonde kuyohlakulela ingqondo ukhula kusukile lona kodwa bengalindela ukuthi umlimi wembewu kaNompumelelo bevula imisele kabhatata kimi ugcina ukuthi atshale sibulale izindlubu asangafundiswa ke mathi safundiswa iConfucius uma inqolobane yami sagcine kahle izokhumbula ukuthi ngeke ngezwe ngandlebe nje lesi sofunda ngelikama Zedong angikhumbuli kunombhidla ngokufundisa abanikazi benhlabathi ngezilimi zabo nangenkathi abelumbi betheku bafike bangigxisha inkolo bagcina ngolimi bengena inkinga ngokuthi asixolelane kwaZulu akashaya umuntu eselele ngomhlanje uma luji ikhambe echithekeni kwegazi yazi ugogo ngeke ngamuzwe ekhala ukuthi indlela ilembe leqa amanye amalembe lane kwangalo kubona laphendula umbulali nomcindezelo nesihluku ukuze nabe bekubone kufanelekile ukuba bacindezelwe namuhla inkosi yamakhosi iphendula umbulali nomcindezelo nesihluku ayangabizwa inkosi ngofaro yabizwa ngoOzymandias asangatshelwa ngesihluku sika von Trotha kwadlula sengathi sibonanga odabeni luka Leopold waseBelgium ezweni isikanti ube noHaile Selassie yazi uKenyatta uthe kumina inkathi ngisehlathini ngihamba nepoqo nomkhonto ngiyolo ukubuya kwehlabathi ekufikeni kwabo bangifundisa uba ngithanda ekuthandazeni kwami ngiphaphame bese ngisele nezifo kanye nesibhamu sabulana nasodwa ngeke ngazibuza ukuba umthandaza kanjani uNkulunkulu owenza kubhuqwa uZulu ngenkathi uZulu ezama ukwela incoma igcwele noNkulunkulu owenza kusho isikhozo sasondini oh hey hundelo lesolumahlikihlikana kanjena laba bantu ndaba ezisa abantu kubeza umhlaba wakho badlwengula izingane zakhe egameni le-economic growth ezinye zezingane zakho zicula ukuba kwahlala phansi kwagqitshwa ngezipilo zazo sesikhohliwe ngeBerlin Conference lapho kwahlala khona phansi kwagqitshwa ngempilo yomuntu omnyama engenzanga lutho engonelutho ngiyangixoleleke wena wangasedla ngoba zikhulisa zaculisa ukuba zona zizicathulo wonke umuntu unyathela ngazo manje sesiguge ezincane ngiyabonga.
Woo, okay, sayivala ngenye indlela ke manje le show. Thank you so much. Another big round of applause. Siyabonga kakhulu to all the participants for open mic session. Thank you so much for coming out, standing here on this platform, your bravery and sharing yourself with us. So thank you so much.